The main protagonist of the story is Rowena Falloon, Duke Killian Devonshire's mistress. Everyone saw her as a vain woman who sells her beauty to spend the Duke's fortune as she please. People always gossip about her. Present day, after retouching her makeup, she is heading to the carriage where the Duke is waiting for her. On the way, Killian asked why she looked sad. She replied she wasn't sad and she enjoyed today's opera. Killian was angry as she looked sad, so he said, if she had done something wrong she should be punished. As punishment, he told her to take off his gloves with her mouth. She got flustered but still agreed. While she took off the gloves with her mouth, Killian kissed her hard. After returning home, the head maid passed a message from Killian that she needed to move to Rockford, but Killian wouldn't go with her. Hearing this, she looked sad. On the other hand, Killian's mother kept forcing him to get married and leave his mistress, but he denied. The head maid thought Killian still loves his ex-wife who died long ago and Rowena resembles her, but Killian said he doesn't even remember the dead woman's face. As Rowena got a letter from her uncle, the head maid told Killian that Rowena was seeing other man, which in the nerve of Killian. Next day, Rowena went to meet a publisher for her novel to publish. She kept it secret from Killian because she wanted to earn money to be the same level with Killian. She thought Killian loved her and she loved him too, but destiny made her his mistress. That day, Killian was early at home. There was rule that Rowena had to wait for him at the room. Other than that, Rowena had full freedom. But that day, Rowena was late and Killian was waiting for her. Killian told her a story about a dog who betrayed him and he killed the dog brutally. He told the story to indirectly threat Rowena, then he left. The next day was the day of signing contract with the publisher, but Rowena didn't want to go, as Killian was angry last night. But the maid who read his manuscript convinced her that her writing was so good, she should not miss such an opportunity. So she agreed to meet the publisher. The signing was successful and started writing. Seriously, Killian hasn't seen her for a week, so she was anxious. She was struggling to sleep at night and accidentally heard the maid talk about Killian, so she curiously listened them. They were saying Killian attended a party with a woman and now he is serious about marriage. They also said Killian likes Rowena because she resembles his ex-wife. Rowena felt heartbroken hearing that. She was thinking she never felt like Killian still loved his ex-wife in this 3 years of their relationship. Next day, she handed over her writing to the publisher, but he was a fraud hired by the head maid. Killian got news about the publisher and head maid plan. He moved Rowena to a new house and later went to meet Rowena. He took Rowena to a place she likes for dinner. She thought he still cares for her. She asked the head maid and Killian said the maid will be punished for her action. Killian was acting kind today, which made Rowena confused. But not long after, he asked Rowena if she knew William, the publisher. Rowena clenched and thought if she tell him the truth, he might harm her maid or William. So she lied and said he was an old acquaintance. This made Killian disappointed and angry. After coming back from the dinner, the atmosphere of their mood has changed. Rowena deeply concerned about Killian being angry. Suddenly Killian entered the bathroom. He looked scary and without anything saying he took Rowena right there till night. After he was done, Rowena asked if he ever loved her and his answer were heartbreaking. He said he doesn't know. These days Rowena doubted his love for her. She begged him not to abandon her and he told her to keep low profile. Later, Killian's butler kept forcing him to marry and brought Melissa, Rowena's maid. She said Rowena has a romantic relationship with William, and Killian couldn't disbelieve that. He was heartbroken and went to see Rowena, who was asleep. Rowena woke up and thought it was a dream, so she wanted to sleep beside him, and Killian stayed beside her all night, which made Rowena so happy. Next morning, Rowena thought she had a dream last night. She also realized she was scammed by William. She looked down and suddenly Killian approached. Seeing Killian, she realized last night wasn't a dream. Killian spoke softly and apologized for being hard on her last time. Suddenly, he put on a ring on Rowena's finger and said sorry for keeping her waiting for 3 years. He also confessed his love for her. This made Rowena thought he was proposing her. She was overwhelmed by happiness. Killian offered to go to her favorite island, where they can spend summer, but said he will join someday later. Rowena was happy and went to the island alone. It's been 15 days, but Killian didn't come to Islam. Rowena met a child who said she is special to the Duke and the Duke is coming today. Rowena ran to port to welcome Killian, but she witnessed the next moment was unimaginable for her. Killian came out with his soon-to-be wife. Rowena felt betrayed and was in a shock. So the maid take her to the room. She was crying in her room and Killian entered. She screamed and told him not to come closer. Killian smirked and said he clothed her, feed her, so she doesn't have a right to say that. Rowena said she doesn't need that and asked, why did he act like he was going to marry her? Killian replied he never promised anything. Rowena said she would leave here, but Killian asked her to prove her love and raped her. Then after finishing, he gave her money. He treated her like a whore. While Killian was leaving, Rowena asked him again if he had ever loved her, and he replied that he never loved her and had fun. Rowena was devastated hearing that. That night, Rowena had a hunch that she might be pregnant, so she didn't kill herself. She changed her name and settled down in a city. She gave birth to Demian, who just like Killian. Rowena struggling to raise his son. She does multiple jobs and barely can pay rent. Demian is a sick child from birth. He always had cold. After they left the doctor chamber, Killian's men came for looking Rowena. The doctor realized the situation and denied to know her. Later, Rowena was leaving Demian to a woman called Aunt Harriet for work and saw news about Killian's divorce on the newspaper. She got scared that Killian might find her and take Demian from her. Rowena wanted to run away, but she didn't have any money for that, so she decided to sell the ring. But before that, her co-worker stole the ring. The doctor sent Rowena a message about Killian's man searching for her. On the other hand, Killian came to see Aunt Harriet, but didn't want to disturb Rowena's life, so he asked Aunt Harriet to look after her. While he was leaving, he remembered how he met Rowena. After her ex-wife took Rowena's name in front of him, he started remembering. Those moments with Rowena, and his hurt and head was in severe pain, so he started looking for her. While leaving, he suddenly ran to Rowena.
Why did he suddenly ran to her? Please subscribe my channel and wait for part 2.